The Valentine's store has surprising ways to say that you care on Valentine's Day, and they're all right here at Hallmark.
The 1970s weren't just about disco balls and bell-bottoms. For many of us, they were about the little things that made life sweeter. And nobody bottled up those everyday memories quite like Hallmark. Let's take a look back at 10 Hallmark finds from the 70s that you'll recognize instantly. Number 1. Betsey Clark. Greeting cards.
Valentine's Day, Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day isn't very far away, and Hallmark Valentines give you so many ways to express your love, to show how much you care.
If you grew up in the 70s, chances are you remember the sweet, wide-eyed kids drawn by Betsey Clark. They weren't glamorous, they weren't flashy, they were simple, almost shy little sketches that somehow captured every big feeling in the smallest way.
Oh, I knew it was your birthday, but you didn't know I knew. And I wanted just to find the right surprise for you.
Birthday wishes, get well soons, or just a quick thinking of you. Betsey Clark's designs were everywhere. These cards weren't just paper. They were keepsakes that got tucked into scrapbooks, taped to mirrors, or pinned on bulletin boards. And if you got one, you didn't just read it. You kept it, because that tiny, wide-eyed face felt like it really cared. Number 2. Hallmark Keepsake Ornaments, 1973 launch.
Hallmark presents Keepsake Ornaments for Christmas 1978. Designed like beautiful ornaments from Christmas past, with Hallmark care and craftsmanship.
1973 was the year Hallmark changed Christmas forever. That's when they introduced keepsake ornaments, the little treasures that turned decorating a tree into a tradition of memory-making. The first ones were simple glass balls and yarn figures, but it didn't take long before they became miniature works of art.
Hallmark presents a celebration of the magical connection between trains and Christmas. The 1991 Claus & Company train ornaments and dated collector's trestle. Each splendidly detailed ornament is only $3.95 with a $5 Hallmark purchase.
Every December, families rushed to Hallmark to grab that year's release. Whether it was Snoopy skating, Raggedy Ann, or a tiny rocking horse. And once you bought one, it wasn't just an ornament. It was part of your family's story. You'd unwrap it carefully each year, hang it in the perfect spot, and say, "Remember when we got this one?" It's not just nostalgia, it's Christmas in a box. Number 3. Hallmark Holiday Decorations.
The gift wrappings of Hallmark. Hundreds of ways to let you create a look that's you and only you. Gift wrappings that make presents look special.
Before Amazon shipped decorations in 2 days, Hallmark was the place you went when the seasons changed. Walk into a Hallmark store in the 70s and you'd see walls lined with tissue paper honeycomb pumpkins, fold-out turkeys for Thanksgiving, and giant birthday centerpieces that collapsed flat when the party was over. These weren't just decorations. They were rituals. Moms kept them folded in a drawer or a shoebox, carefully pulling them out year after year until the colors started to fade or the paper ripped at the crease. If you grew up with them, you can still smell that faint papery scent and hear the crinkle as they unfolded. They weren't high-tech, but boy, they made a room feel festive instantly. Number 4. Hallmark Puffy and Scratch and Sniff stickers. Now this was peak childhood treasure. Puffy stickers that you could press and squish, or scratch and sniff ones that smelled like root beer, bubble gum, or, let's be honest, sometimes straight-up chemicals. But we loved them. These weren't just stickers, they were currency. You traded them with your friends at recess, saved the good ones for your sticker album, and stuck the less loved ones on your school folders until the edges curled. Hallmark was the place to get them, and if you were lucky enough to get your hands on a rare design or a sheet of fresh scratch and sniffs, you were basically playground royalty. Number 5. Hallmark Locked Diaries with Keys. Every kid in the 70s had secrets, and Hallmark gave us the perfect place to stash them. A little locked diary with a tiny brass key that felt way more secure than it actually was. The covers were often decorated with holly Hobbie, Betsey Clark, or sweet floral patterns. And the paper inside had that faint, crisp smell of fresh stationery. These diaries held everything from crush confessions to doodles of hearts and stars, to the occasional dramatic "I hate math forever" rant. Of course, the lock could be popped open with a bobby pin, and siblings usually knew it, but that didn't matter. Having a Hallmark diary meant you had a private little world, one that made you feel grown up and important, even if all you wrote was, "Today I ate a Pop-Tart." All right, real talk. If you've smiled more during this video than you did opening a pack of scratch and sniff stickers in 1977, it's time to subscribe. I'll keep serving up the nostalgia. You just hit that button and we'll call it even. And if you're on Facebook, come join the Card and Keepsake flashback party. We've got memories, mayhem, and probably someone still hoarding a stack of Betsey Clark cards in a shoebox. Number 6. Hallmark Mini Date Books. These were the pocket-sized planners you didn't even know you needed, until Hallmark handed one out for free at the checkout counter. Tiny but mighty, they were often filled with whimsical illustrations, pastel borders, or cute characters that made flipping through them way more fun than actually writing in them. Some kids used them to keep track of birthdays, homework, or phone numbers. Others just doodled inside and pretended they were busy executives. For many moms, they became purse staples, half filled with grocery lists, half with important dates like parent-teacher conference or hair appointment. They were simple, practical, and oh so 70s Hallmark, making everyday life feel a little bit more special. Number 7. Hallmark Snoopy and Peanuts stationery.
Here's a World War I ace ready to fly off once more in search of the Red Baron. Is his record still intact, Charlie Brown? Yep.
If you had a pen pal in the 70s, or even just liked passing notes in class, you probably did it on Snoopy stationery. Hallmark's Peanuts line was everywhere. Writing paper, envelopes, stickers, even seals for the back of your letters. Charlie Brown, Lucy, Woodstock, and of course Snoopy added a dose of charm to every page. Kids traded the stickers like currency, saving the shiny or puffy ones for only the most important notes. And let's be real, getting a letter in the mail on Snoopy stationery felt like the ultimate friendship flex. Hallmark knew how to tap into the magic of Schultz's characters, turning them into the stationery staples of an entire generation. Number 8. Hallmark Holly Hobbie stationery sets.
I thought of you today. Isn't that about the nicest thing you can say to a friend? I thought of you today. How many friends did you think of today? Let them know it with a Hallmark card. Something they can keep. They'll appreciate it. You'll feel better too.
If you were a kid or a teen in the 70s, chances are you had at least one Holly Hobbie stationery set tucked away in a drawer. These were the pastel Pioneer Girl-themed letter sets, complete with writing paper, envelopes, and sometimes even seals, that made you feel fancy just pulling them out. Holly Hobbie's patchwork dress, oversized bonnet, and wholesome charm became the ultimate vibe for friendship notes, pen pal letters, or thank you cards. They carried a soft, nostalgic innocence, like every word written on them was guaranteed to be kind. Many kids were too afraid to actually use them and just kept the box intact like a treasure chest. For others, Holly Hobbie was the stationery queen, making every little message feel more heartfelt and important. Number 9. Hallmark Raggedy Ann and Andy Party Goods. Birthday parties in the 70s were incomplete without these. Plates, napkins, invitations, all stamped with Raggedy Ann and Andy's smiling faces. Pair it with a sheet cake from the grocery store and you had yourself the perfect Saturday afternoon party. Before we wrap this up, let's take a peek at some of your Hallmark memories from the last video. These comments seriously make my day, and I'd love to feature even more of them in the next video. So drop your favorite Hallmark memories down below. Who knows? Your story might pop up right here on screen next time. Number 10. Hallmark Ziggy cards and notepads. Poor Ziggy. Bald, round, and always having the worst luck, Ziggy was somehow relatable to everyone. His cards and notepads lined Hallmark shelves with little doses of humor that were just the right mix of quirky and comforting. From puffy stickers to locked diaries, Hallmark didn't just sell products, they sold memories. These little treasures carried so much of the 70s spirit, sweet, simple, and just sentimental enough to last decades. So tell me, what Hallmark treasure do you still remember? Did you have a Betsey Clark diary, a Ziggy notepad, or maybe a whole collection of scratch and sniff stickers? Share your memories below. I'd love to feature them in a future video.